Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if you are new here. My name is Ivy, but today is Tuesday and I get off at 4 o'clock and tomorrow I don't go until 3. So I almost have a full 24 hours in between my shifts. So I'm going to use those 24 hours to read as much as I can. I'm probably going to call this video reading in 24 hours, but I seriously doubt I won't sleep at all just because it's just not realistic for me. But I've been recently getting back into reading and I figured this would be kind of like a fun thing to do at the end of the month if I just want to read a little bit extra that month, or like finish the books that I have started, because I do have quite a few books started that I need to finish. So I will show you a little TBR of what I am planning on finishing. The first one that I want to try to probably crank out tonight. Anyway, the one that I'm trying to finish tonight is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I don't have that much left of it, but at least it looks like I don't. But I think, yeah, I still have like 150 pages of it, which to me is a lot. And then I also started this one yesterday, You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McKennis. I don't know if that's how you say it. And I am 70 pages into that, and like her books, or at least the last book I read by her, I've only ever read another one by her, are really easy to read. So I don't think this one will take me that long to crank out either. And the other book I also started this month is The Betrothed by Kira Cass. I don't know if I'll pick that one back up this time, just because I'm really not like that interested in the story. The one that I really want to try to read is Daisy Jones and the Sixth. I don't know if I'll be able to read that one either tonight or tomorrow. We'll see, but it's only dialogue, so I figured it won't take me that long to get through it. And then I also I'm gonna be kind of lenient with myself just in case I want to do anything else tonight or tomorrow, like laundry, dishes, anything like that. I am just gonna listen to an audiobook, so I will listen to The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Let me find, I listened to the girl on TikTok who does lives of them. She posts them on YouTube, and she uploaded yesterday chapters 9 through 18. So I have quite a bit to listen to in that if I don't feel like actually reading, or if like my eyes start to hurt or anything. I ended up not really doing that much yesterday at all, and I read a lot, and I was like constantly taking little breaks and like doing other things, and I still felt like my eyes hurt and like I couldn't really concentrate on what I was reading. Okay guys, so I just got back from work. It is 4:27. I had to get gas, so I was a little bit later. I put on some comfy clothes. I got a coffee at the gas station for fuel, and I am gonna start this book. Well, not start it. I am 75 pages into it, and there is 323. So I have less than 300 pages of this. I'm hoping to finish this by like 8 o'clock. Probably it'll be more closer to 9 because I will have to take a break to eat again. Okay, like I said earlier, on my breaks I will be listening to an audiobook, which is Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I never can remember. Looking up at my books, I'm like, oh, I should just start a new one. But no, I'm gonna try to read this one. My two goals with this are at least finish this and at least finish Throne of Glass. If I don't get through The Betrothed, I'm not gonna be that upset. I also kind of wanted to keep track of how many pages I read, because I'm gonna do like a stopwatch every time I'm reading and then stop it if I sleep or if I like take a shower or anything, to see like exactly how many hours I read. And I thought it would be cool to kind of keep track of how many pages I read. But it's like that's gonna be hard to do since I'm doing an audiobook because I didn't technically read them. I also like don't know how, I don't have that physical book, so I don't know how to check the page number. But I'll just keep track of the ones that I read physically. I definitely think it might be kind of hard, like push myself through tonight, because tomorrow I'll probably get to start 2 books, but tonight I'm probably not gonna get to start any new ones, and that's my favorite part of reading. I love starting new books. So we're gonna start on this one. I'm actually so excited to like do this. I really hope that I don't finish it, like don't finish this challenge and like I only got through this book and Throne of Glass. That would be really depressing. I would love to get through both of these tonight. So let's get rolling. It's time for an update. I just finished You'll Be the Death of Me. It is 11:05, so it definitely took me way longer to read it than what I anticipated, which is a big surprise to no one because I always set myself unrealistically high expectations and then get mad at myself for not meeting them. But I have been reading for 4 hours and 45 minutes, which doesn't seem like a lot considering the fact that I started at 4:30. But I forgot to mention that every time I read, I fall asleep like the first 20 minutes into reading, which no surprise I did today. And I'm actually kind of glad that I just let myself sleep because I'm not, like I haven't gotten that like urge to fall asleep again. So I'm finally eating dinner. Logan very nicely made me some chicken when he got home, so I didn't even have to take a break. Making them. The chicken is delicious, baby. Yes, baby. Love you. I will be talking about this when I film my reading wrap up, but final thoughts. Wow. This book is still super fresh in my mind. Quite honestly, I loved this book. I can't decide if I want to rate it 4 stars or 5 stars. I feel like I need to like save 5 stars. So maybe I'll say it was a 4.5 star read, but I hate doing the halves because I don't know. But yeah, I loved this book. If you don't know what it's about, I'm trying to find it on here on Goodreads so I can rate it. Read, done, 4 stars. I need to add it to my like read this year. Yeah, I loved this book. She wrote this book in 2020. I believe it was published in 2021. Yeah, it was published in 2021. And she wrote it in 2020, and I definitely think it was a major step up from One of Us is Lying. I'll also talk about my thoughts of that book in my like March book wrap up, but if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen my major rant about that book. I was very disappointed in that book, but this book I thought was fantastic. It follows 3 characters, and if you've never read a book by her, she writes her books in multiple perspectives, which in One of Us Was Lying, I found that to be kind of annoying because I constantly wanted to get to a different person. But I definitely think that this was just a major step up from her last book. I didn't find I was getting annoyed by any of the POVs. This book definitely gave me what I wanted the other book to give me. I wanted the other book to feel like Pretty Little Liars, to feel like they were like solving the mystery the whole time. And it wasn't really like that. It was more like just following their lives after the event. But this book they were actively looking for clues and stuff, which I liked. If you don't know what this book is about, it's about 3 kids that all were like best friends in middle school because they had a class field trip where they all got separated from like the rest of the class, and they ended up like just like doing something else together, and they called it the best day ever, and they became best friends after it. And then once they once they moved from middle school to high school, they kind of just all went their separate ways. They didn't have like a big fallout or anything. They just all kind of stop being friends. One day, their senior year, they haven't been friends since middle school. They all have like a crap morning and don't want to go to school that day. And they end up all running into each other and like decide that they're gonna skip and try to like recreate the best day ever and go into Boston, because that's where they live, on like outside of Boston. So they're gonna go to Boston for the day, and they end up like running out of things to talk about very quickly because they don't have anything in common anymore. And they see another kid that they go to school with also skipping, so they're like, let's follow him. And they follow him to his murder scene. Like, he gets murdered and they follow him and like find his body. But the whole premise, like the plot of the book, is what drawed me, and I just thought that the plot seemed so good. And this was great. I would definitely recommend this book. If you liked One of Us is Lying, because I know a lot of people liked it, I feel like you would love this book, because this book was just like 10 times better. And if you didn't like One of Us Was Lying, if you had the same opinions that I did or similar opinions that I did, I would still give this a try because I really, really liked it. Anyway, really liked it. I am gonna finish eating my dinner and listen to a little bit of the Songbirds, a Ballad. Why do I always say that wrong? The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I think I have a chapter to finish, and then I'm gonna pick up Throne of Glass. Hi you guys. So obviously I'm not reading right now. It is 11 o'clock and I'm actually gonna go to the bookstore. Things have taken a turn. I do want to give you a little bit of update though. I didn't update you after I went to bed last night. I read only a little bit this morning. I'm on my 6th hour. I read for 6 hours and 21 minutes, which isn't great considering the fact that I started at 4:30 and it's now 11. However, I just don't know how people stay up all night and read and then get up the next morning. Like, I knew I was gonna have such a hard trouble getting up this morning, going to bed late, and I didn't even go to bed that late. I went to bed at 1. Because I wanted to keep reading, but I think I kind of set myself up to fail finishing a book at 11 o'clock. I think I would have, if I would have read Throne of Glass first, the beginning of this would have been a little challenging, but I think if I would have had to have, like, if it would have been 3 o'clock and I wouldn't have finished You'll Be the Death of Me, I would have finished it anyway. But reading Throne of Glass, I just wasn't into it. I didn't care what was happening, and I quite honestly was just not paying attention whatsoever. So I went to bed, and then this morning I literally had such a hard time getting up because I'd never go to bed that late. Like, for me, that's very, very late. So what we're doing this morning actually is, all week I have been wanting to get the Bridgerton books. I've been trying to find excuses to go get them, and I have just decided to go and get them today. So what we're gonna do is start our timer, listen to the audiobook on our way there. I have my AirPods for when I'm shopping. I can listen to the audiobook the entire time, and I can listen to it the entire time on the way home. So we're still listening to books, we're just not technically reading them. And this is book related, so I feel like it counts. A little spontaneity never hurt anybody. That's probably a lie, but whatever. I also didn't grab a purse because I swore my purse was in here. My purse is very much not in here. However, I do have another purse, so looks like she will be my purse today. I can put everything in her. But I thought that this challenge was gonna make me hate reading, and it quite frankly did the opposite so far. Like, tomorrow morning I was thinking about, or today I was thinking about what I was gonna do tomorrow morning when I got up. I was like, I need to like pick up the whole house, finish my laundry, because I won't be doing any of that today because the bookstore is an hour away. And I was like, oh, but like I want to read. So also not sure. I did check to see if they had the books in store that I wanted, and I saw very mixed things on their website. So I'm getting a little nervous, but there's a whole bunch of bookstores in this location. I think there's a Barnes & Noble's like right up the street from the Books A Million that I'm going to. So if I can't find them there, I'll just hit up the other bookstores. And I think I'm gonna get the collection if they have the collection of the first 4. But if they don't have the collection, I think I honestly might just get Daphne's, Antony's, Hyacinth's, and Francesca's, because I've heard the best things about those. I might get Benedict's too. I was thinking about just getting the first 3, but we'll see when we're there what we get. I'm so excited. Time to start Songbirds, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It's actually getting really good, or it's getting kind of interesting. I'm not really quite sure what the plot is, like what's gonna happen, but apparently I'm only 100 pages into it, and I feel like I should be
way, way further than that. But I need to stop rambling so I have time to get everything I need done today because I do have to go to work. You guys, so I just finished in the bookstore. I looked around for a long time and I was gonna get more than what I did, but I always like look online to see if they have them at Book Outlet or Thrift Books. So two of the ones that I was planning on getting, the one they have at Book Outlet, the other one they have at Thrift Books, so I was like, okay, I just won't get them today. Update on our reading challenge. We are at 7 hours and 14 minutes, which should be up to 8 hours by the time I make it home. But let's do a little haul. First, I want to look at my receipt. I spent $76. My original total was, it says discount card savings was $8. So I saved $8? I don't know. But I also think it was cheaper to buy the one book online, but I just bought it today. Okay, so here's what I got. First off, I got The Duke and I. This is the cover I decided on. My sister hates all of the covers. I like these covers. I really like them. I think they're cute. However, the cover of this one and the cover of the rest of these, the spines don't match. I hate it when I forget to lock my car. It makes me so nervous. The spines don't match, and then the one that's I don't know if this is what they're considering to be the movie, like the show covers, because the cover of Daphne and Simon matches these spines so much better, but like I didn't want that cover. Plus, I usually do my books, like oftentimes any book that's like this and is very brightly colored, like these spines, I will put on my like rainbow shelf. So I was like, I don't really care if the spines match or not. So as you can tell, I got The Duke and I, The Viscount Who Loved Me, and An Offer from a Gentleman, which is Benedict's. So I got the first three. I have been hearing on TikTok that Benedict's, Antony's, Francesca's, and Hyacinth's are the best. So I was like, let's just get Francesca and Hyacinth's, because even though they don't have a whole lot of part in the show, I just like their actresses so much that I want to like them. So I was like, I'll just get those two. But my sister was like, no, Ivy, like, you'll want to read them in order, just read them in order. But also, I don't really like Colin, and I've heard that Eloise's book is one of the worst. So I'm gonna have to like really grind through Daphne's, Eloise's, and Colin's to get to all the good people. But Daphne's is really short, so I don't think I'll have a problem grinding through that one. I'm so excited to read Antony's. Very excited. So this is what I came for. It sucks because I literally looked through the whole store and the book that I was looking for was at the front of the store and I just didn't see it. The book that I also picked up, which was my most expensive book, this book was like 28 bucks, is The Golden Couple. I heard about this book from Carter Sullivan. It's Wealthy Washington suburbanites. Marissa and Matthew Bishop seem to have it all until Marissa is unfaithful. Beneath their veneer of perfection is a relationship riven by work and lack of intimacy. Marissa wants to repair things for the sake of their 8-year-old son and because she loves her husband. Enter Avery Chambers. Avery is a therapist who lost her professional license. Still, it doesn't stop her from counseling those in crisis, though they have to adhere to her unorthodox methods, and the Bishops are desperate. When they glide through Avery's door and Marissa reveals her identity, all three are set on a collision course because the biggest secrets in the room are still hidden and it's no longer simply a marriage that's in danger. Yeah, so that's a little synopsis, but what Carter Sullivan said about this book is that you just can never figure out like who's the bad person. Look how pretty the book is without the dust jacket. Usually I hate hardbacks because when you read them I think that they're so ugly, but this one I feel like I might actually take the dust jacket off to read. And this one's also not that big. It is 326 pages, which has been my preferred length of books lately, right around 300 pages. Let's see how big The Duke and I is. See if I can. 450 pages. How many pages is this? How is this one the same amount of pages as this one? Look how thicker this one is. Confused. Anyway, I need to get home. I am on chapter, I think 9. Chapter 10. I'm on chapter 10 of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I did take a picture of the page number of the chapter that I started with when I was in there, so I could see how many pages I read. And I also forgot to update you guys that I forgot to tell you guys that this morning, instead of reading Throne of Glass because I was really bored with it, I picked up Daisy Jones and the Sixth, which I'm about like 30 pages into, I think. And so far I like it. It's pretty good.
Okay, you guys, so I just made it home. I showed you the books that I got. I don't necessarily think that I did the best job during this challenge, seeing that it was 24 hours and looking at how many hours I read. And today I had a lot more time than yesterday, and today is really where I screwed it up. Let's go through and see what we read. I know I have an hour left, but I still have to get ready for work, and I would rather like go through this with you guys today than like tonight when I get home. So let's go through. So I only read 339 pages, which is ridiculous considering the fact that 250 of those were from one singular book, and I only read a little over 8 hours in a 24-hour period, which again is pretty ridiculous. I'm not super disappointed with myself because I did sleep. I definitely could have read more, but I think for my first challenge it didn't go that bad. I just don't think that staying up all night and reading is realistic for me at all. But yeah, I really do wish that I would have kept to my word better of reading books that I have already started, because I have so many books where it's like I just cannot get through the last couple of pages. Like I only have like 100 pages of this left and I just cannot get through it. But I am glad I did this. I thought it was really fun. I definitely would love to try it again at like the end of April and see how much more I read, because I did really enjoy like sitting down and reading this in one sitting, which I had read the first 75 pages, so it wasn't technically read in one sitting, but pretty much I really did enjoy that. So I think that I would enjoy like just reading books straight the way through. This book, I think I'm going to try to read the entire thing Saturday morning, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that concludes the end of this video. Let me know if you guys have ever tried to read for 24 hours. I definitely don't think it would have been enjoyable if I would have actually read for the whole 24 hours, and I would love to know you guys' experiences. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.